Let me pronounce it right. It's Richa Meena. Richa Meena.
Richa Meena.
Okay.
Meena.
Who plays the mother of the protagonist, Sama's mother. I went to see this film on an empty stomach. I was quite pissed off. I was like, you damn director, why were you doing this to me? There's a very important link to be made between the creativity of the mother and the creativity of the son. As much as we are led down a path where we feel that the son is pushing away from his family, he owes so much. He's indebted to his spunk and creativeness is owed to the mother character. Because every single time that she makes a meal, there is a deep sense of creativity there. There's a deep sense of pride. So yeah, I just wanted to get your interpretation of that connective link between why that child became who he was based through the simple gestures of packing a lunch or creating a dish.
So, I can say from my own experience, our first schooling happens at home, right? So, Ba is, she puts all her heart when she's cooking food, She's an artist there. Whenever she's cooking, she's creating art, There are certain scenes where she's just into it, and everything that she sees is a secondary, but she's here in the food. And I also cook, and I'm a good cook. So I really know what really goes when you really want to cook good
The construction
food.
of the meal.
You
The
have to
spices,
feel
the layers.
When you're adding just the salt, you just can't look at the quantity, but you have to feel the crystals,
Yes, I hear you.
You have to feel the crystals.
Yes.
You have to feel the textures of the vegetable. You have to smell it. Okay, sometimes you have to know, is it cooked just with the smell? All your senses work. If you're not there and you're just thinking something else and you're cooking, trust me, it might be good, but it won't be the best. And so, of course, probably Samay and the relationship that they have, it's very much open, She knows that he's not so cool with the father. So therefore, she comes in and she's always like, yes, she lets him be, whoever he is. And she always knows that, she knows it's her son. She knows what kind of a person he's, curious and all, and she lets him be. So I think, it's a very specific nudge. It's a very specific. The dialogue is through the gestures and not through what's being said. And we can also interpret it like this: she knows everything. She knows something is happening, but she's not questioning him. She's not telling him what to do, what not to do. She's not coming in the way. Actually, she knows. She's nurturing. She knows. She knows her son, and then there's love, and she's like, how you nurture a seed. So she's giving
she gives water to the spice plants.
She's nurturing the spirit of the child. And of course, and see, once he's successful in making this projection, she doesn't fear the husband also, and especially when you talk about Indian women, there is something, we look forward to the men or something, we don't really feel so liberal or something. Maybe not all the times, I might be wrong also, but let's say some part, yes, still. But she doesn't care about the husband also eventually. Because she knows that what her son is doing is something mind-blowing, and because she is an artist somewhere, maybe she herself doesn't know. She doesn't know probably she's an artist, but
perhaps on some unconscious level,
she's a proud mother. She has such two good kids, and she's a proud mother, and she's content, she's happy about her family. There's so many layers actually.
There is.
There are many layers.
There is. Just in the way you pack a lunch, there's a care there that says so much about that connection between the characters. It's a film about cinema, it's a film about his interpersonal experiences, but also his filmography. And I was struck by when I saw there's an actress named Mylène Japani who plays in the I forget the adventure film that he made.
Valley of Flowers?
Yes. So there's sort of like a meta level here where you now belong to the canon of films from Pan. There's a dialogue that's happening there, and I was just wondering how, when you're watching the film for the first time, because you're perhaps not aware that he's interjecting or placing pieces of his own cinema, but he's placing a whole bunch of strong female characters, this iconic filmography together, and you're part of that thing now. So I was wondering, on like just on a cinephile level, non-professional level, but just on a human level, how is it to sort of like see how he pieced those things together and say, oh, you're acknowledging the heroines that came before me, and now I'm part of that thing. So how do you sort of like interpret that as just a human being?
I don't know how to answer your question.
Do your best.
but let's say I have manifested him. I wanted a director like that because I wanted to become an actor. The kind of actor I ended up becoming with this film. What exactly you are saying, that I'm in that category now.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah.
And just to tell you, someone really gave me a very nice compliment last night after the screening outside, and his film was also playing actually yesterday. He said, this reminded me of the Satyajit Ray's female characters like Apu. And I still dream of being directed by Satyajit Ray. I still love his films. I still wish he was there. I could have been his heroine. So I told myself, okay, if not Satyajit Ray, it has to be a director who has the understanding of cinema like him. And I even posted on Facebook a year back before Nalin found me. I'm waiting for you. Satyajit Ray and Apu, it's still there on my Facebook page, Apu's page, poster, and I'm waiting for you. And next year I'm posting something with Nalin. So this compliment came yesterday, and you see, I couldn't believe that
the real world and the film world.
People are putting, it's not me. You can't judge your work. Your best judge is the audience. You see, who watch you, and just like. It's amazing because people are eventually putting me where I always want to be. So it's amazing, and of course I'm so happy. And see, you have seen the film. This is the only female character in this film, and it's so special that I am that person.
And I would argue that if there are female characters in the film, it's through the history of cinema, and these are rich figures in Bollywood. They're rich figures in his cinematography and in his filmography, I should say.
Yeah, so Samsara and all. And I receive so many messages where, like, there are so many mothers, in any industry, film industry, of course, there are always the characters of mothers. But I receive so many messages where they say, this is such a special mother's character. This is the most special mother's character, and yeah, I've lived that character, so I know that it is special.
I mean, the character in itself is put in such a difficult position where she lets go, she loses in a way. She lets go, she keeps him, she loses. So she makes the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah,
which is the most
seesaw.
Yeah.
She's balancing the seesaw.
I was at the Q&A after the screening, and you had to remind the star of the film that to respect or to understand that there's a professional relationship that it's occurring. You're not the guardian. You are there. You are equals, and in order for this to work, you need to fess up. You need to level up.
Yeah.
So you were really honest about that, and I imagine that he learned a lot about the art of acting through you. What did you learn from this star? What did you learn about your profession? What did you learn about your needs as an actor through working with this boy?
So of course kids are the best people to hang out with, I feel. Because the more company you're in with kids, you become more fearless, you become more playful, you become a child again. And I think that anybody and everybody, no matter where they are in their life, I think the best moment in their life is childhood. So of course, not just with Bhavin, but there are five other guys also. I was just a kid again, I won't tell you my age, but you know what, I was 10 years old, and of course you just learn to be this silly. You learn to be silly again.
Yeah.
You know, it's so nice, and I am. I don't mind being silly, even right now.
And you're tapping into his energy too.
Yeah, kids teach you so much, and it was so special. And other thing is that this role, and of course the other silly, my daughter, because he was still a little like 10 years old, but the other girl, she was only probably 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
You know, so with her it was more tricky.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, so I had to be just, and she through her and of course through Bhavin, I really understood what motherhood is like. You understand that?
Yeah.
I'm not a mother, but I think what this film gave me was how powerful a mother's love is, and how it's not selfish at all, this love, you know, it's so pure. And actually, you know, the most interesting part is you do give, of course, but a mother receives the most special love, you know, the most purest love, and I think it's so special. And just holding your babies, and they love you so much, they don't want anything from you, and so it was so
It's
amazing.
very basic necessities that they...
Love.
Yeah.
Love.
Yeah.
So I received love on this set, not from everyone, especially these kids, you know. So I think, yeah, that's what we see also when we see the mother and the son.
You
It's love.
selfishly got a lot more out of this than you perhaps bargained for.
Yeah. And this character just gave me so much, because she's such a person, and Richa was totally different. She was in Mumbai, knew so many things, but this lady, she lives in a remote house somewhere in a Gujarat village. Her life is only these 2-3 people, and how to take care, and
It's
what
a life
she
of
can
servitude on some
do.
level.
Yeah, so I really had to, you know, work internally. So I really try to understand myself more, correct myself more, and be satisfied with Richa in her real life. I lived 100%. You know, sometimes we want to do so many things, but either we are lazy or we just can't put our energies into it. But to prep for this, I lived 100%. I was like, this lady is waking. I'm sure this lady doesn't wake up at 8 a.m. I'm sure probably she wakes up at 4 a.m. because she also has the sense of peace somewhere. So if she just gets up and she starts making chai and running after the kids, where will she still find her peace?
Yeah.
So probably she gets up very early, she does her things, and once she's really done with her things, then she's just all available for the family.
Yeah.
So I did everything, and no cheating of any sort, like, you know, not even having one, like meditating, yoga, not eating after 2 p.m. or, you know, just doing anything that you wish to do, and you end up doing that. So I'm so proud of myself that I lived 100%. And see, when you do something 100%, you give your heart and soul, you receive love from everywhere, and everything is secondary, but main thing is how you make yourself feel about yourself. So this film gave me that.
It gave you so much, and I look forward to seeing the path of this film, specifically on the film festival circuit. I know you guys started off in Tribeca, but I think that this and The Fabelmans, it's a great year to remember why we went to the movies, why we fell in love with the movies, and why characters on the big screen matter. So just a really nice package. It was a pleasure meeting you, and I don't doubt that I'm probably going to see you in the near future. So congratulations on giving a very subtle performance and girth to the protagonist, but a larger story at hand. So
thanks so much.
Yes, thank you so much. Hey, this is Eric from IONCINEMA.com. If you want to support us, subscribe below. For more reviews, interviews, film festival coverage from Sundance, Cannes, Toronto, you want to check out these guys on this side.